Good evening, everyone. I'd like to call to order this regular meeting of the Ballston Spa Central School District Board of Education. May you all rise for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I'd like to welcome everyone here in person. I'd like to welcome all of you watching on the live stream. If for any reason we have to evacuate this room for those in person, there are the two exits on either side of me that lead outside and the exit into the hallway at the front of the library. And first up is our recognition.
Thank you, Mr. Furneaux and the board. Tonight, we are very pleased to recognize one of our district partners. Excuse me, TCT Federal Credit Union is a longstanding partner of the Ballston Spa Central School District, supporting multiple initiatives throughout the years. For this school year, they provided the district with a $2,500 donation to be used towards the Scotty's Backpack Program, Sponsor a Scholar Program, and STEM enrichment initiatives. In addition to their financial support, they continually look for ways to assist our students and staff, as well as recognize educators with their Teacher of the Week community program. We do thank TCT for continuing to be such a valuable partner. Tonight we have Jeannie Dickinson, Community Relations Manager, who will come up and receive our gratitude with this lovely certificate. Big check.
Please, no.
We'll book it. I can't share. I gotta share the fame. Thank you very much. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a great evening.
Thank you, too. And that concludes our recognition from the district.
Okay. Just from the board, I'd just like to mention that we have our fall sports and other extracurricular activities going along, and just want to give a brief mention to some of our teams, some team members for wrestling, indoor track, I know, who are actually achieving and getting recognition and placing at the state level right now. So I know there's very many others that are also doing great things, but I just wanted to call those out. And we have our student government report.
Good evening, everyone. Next week in the high school will be midterm week, and the PTSA will recognize our amazing high school staff with a luncheon on Friday the 26th. Midterms, state, and local exams will begin on Tuesday. Our sports teams continue to have fantastic seasons, and I encourage you to get out and support our teams. This Friday, our boys basketball team will celebrate their seniors with a game against Guilderland. Our girls basketball senior night is February 7th, and hockey senior night is February 2nd. A special shout out to Mia Collins, who won the Eastern State Tournament in wrestling. The girls indoor track team keep crushing it, and the 4x1 team won a race this past weekend with a top 25 time in the country. Finally, student government will be hosting the Suburban Council Leadership Conference on March 6th at the Hyatt Place in Malta. Mike Sakoshia, Executive Director of the Schenectady City Mission, will be the keynote speaker to start our day of focus around community building in our schools. Thank you.
I'm sorry, when was the leadership conference?
March 6th.
March 6th. Any questions for student government? Katie? Questions?
So we're hosting it, so all of our student government members will be there, so we'll facilitate all of the activities. You're welcome.
So thank you very much. You may excuse yourself. First period for public comment. Do we have anyone signed up? We do not. Approval of minutes. May I have a motion to approve the minutes for the January 3rd, 2024 public hearing?
So moved.
Second. Second, I don't know where this goes procedurally. There is a minor secretarial error in those minutes. So would that come after the approval or?
After second, we can have amendments or discussion.
Okay, fair enough.
She said
So we
I'm
have a second
seconding it.
then.
I'm seconding it.
Okay, thank you. Any amendments or additions? We're talking about the public hearing minutes.
Yep, the attendance is incorrect. So Matt Dreyer and I were both at that and are not listed as attending the pre-hearing, so.
Okay. Does anyone have any concerns with the additions?
No.
Okay. So let me motion again then. Can I have a motion to approve the minutes with the additions that were just offered?
So moved.
Second?
Any additional amendments or additions, discussion? Not hearing any. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? The minutes for the January 3rd, 2024 public hearing pass, or are approved, excuse me. I have a motion to approve the minutes for the January 3rd, 2024 regular meeting.
So moved.
Second?
Thank you. Any amendments or additions?
Yes, there's one under Resolution 349, change the ayes all to 6 ayes and 1 abstention.
Any other amendments or additions? Any concerns with the proposed amendment? May I have a motion then to approve the minutes of the January 3rd, 2024 regular meeting with the proposed amendment?
So moved.
Second?
Any further discussion? Not hearing any. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? The minutes for the January 3rd, 2024 regular meeting are approved. Superintendent's report.
Thank you very much. Tonight, we have Principal Robinson and I believe Diane Irwin, who are going to be talking about the new high school courses that potentially, well, they will be offered for 24-25. And I'll let Matt take it away.
Hi, everybody. So I just want to point out again, like Dr. Duke kind of said, these are potential courses. We're definitely offering them, but as everything we do, it's based on students, right? So we always want to make sure that we have enough students get recommended and request these courses before we offer them. I'm sure that's nothing you all don't know, but I just want to preface it with that. And I always start everything we do with our mission statement. The Ballston Spa Central School District will provide an excellent education that maximizes the potential of each student. We will partner with families in the community to help our students become responsible and well-rounded adults. Our goal, a meaningful diploma for all students. So again, I think that word meaningful is important there. You'll notice in the courses that I'm going to describe, we're trying to make them meaningful and student-centered and engaging. So all these courses came from the teaching staff and the students. This was not me telling them we need to have more math courses, we need to have more of this. This is coming from my meetings with the IDLs last month, and what they believe will engage more students, get more students involved in the courses, which we know will help all of our building goals. So first off, with the music department, we're going to offer one of my favorite new courses, History of Rock. Currently, there's a offering at TechSmart at the Hudson Valley North campus for college credit. This is our attempt to kind of bring it here to the high school main campus. My long-term goal would be, hopefully, if we can get this going, maybe it's yet another CHS offering in the building through Hudson Valley, but we'll start with just a local one. Students will study rock music through performance and composition. They will be required to play the guitar, to play the bass, to play drum kit, all that type of stuff. Again, fun, engaging. It's for those students really we think we're missing, where maybe they don't want to do orchestra or band or chorus, but they like, you know, music. The kids are always listening to music on their AirPods. here's a great way to engage them more. On top of that, we already kind of do this here, but we're adding what's called a portfolio course. So for band, chorus, and orchestra, it will be now on the transcript, and what it is, it helps them achieve that 4+1 pathway to graduation, right? Or even an advanced Regents diploma. It's another pathway, right, to attack that building goal of getting more advanced Regents diplomas. You can bypass the world language requirement. If you're an arts kid, a humanities kid, and you want to do this, your senior year now will end with a culminating portfolio course that acts as that +1 Regents exam, that we can do that. Again, we already do this here a little bit. This just kind of formalizes it a little more. And I think if we do that, it's easier to push. Right now, it's kind of just done in the background for students that kind of get there by the time they're seniors. It's a portfolio-based course that kind of runs in conjunction with all the band, chorus, and orchestra, courses that are involved. So again, it's already there. We're just kind of putting it on the transcript, making it a very real concrete thing. Phys ed. So you only see two things in here, but I'm going to go a little in depth with this. We're going to potentially offer a lifetime yoga course. A lot of this stems from the fact that, to be honest, since COVID, participation in PE hasn't quite ever recovered. I don't know if it was sitting around for a whole year or what it was, but the PE coaches and the students will tell you they participate in PE, but not quite at the level they were pre-COVID. So one of the things the PE department wants is student choice. They think if the students are choosing what to participate in, they will participate more. So that's where the yoga came in. Not every kid wants to run around and play badminton and do those things. So if you've ever done yoga, I have not, but if you ever do yoga, it's still a strain on your body. It's physical fitness. It's doing all those things. So that's going to be probably a semester-based course they could take. And then strength and motion. Strength and motion is a weightlifting course, essentially. This is kind of where we're going to gear our athletes to. If you're an athlete at Ballston High School, you will now get your weight training done in the building during the school day. So that way you don't necessarily have to stay after school. You can go to the extra weightlifting if you want, but this will train you. Any student that really wants to take that course can do it, but really it's a way to make sure our athletes, again, stay in shape, prevent injury, those type of things, and they get the PE credit for it. So you're kind of killing two birds with one stone there. This all comes from, we're possibly moving to what's called a strand model. So what happens is, in theory, what the students would do is at the beginning of every quarter, they would pick one of 4 or 5 strands, right? A fitness strand, movement strand, activity strand, another strand the department comes up with, and they're locked into that. So maybe they're doing yoga in first quarter, and in second quarter for the wellness strand, they're doing something else. Maybe it's just dynamic stretching. Maybe it's those type of things. So it allows, again, the kids to have choice in the PE department instead of everybody's doing badminton. Well, what if I don't want to do badminton? Okay, this gives them the choice to do something else, keep them physically active, and hopefully engage them more in the course. So this is kind of an either-or situation. I'm meeting with the PE department on Monday to brainstorm how the strand model would work. My understanding is years ago, we kind of used to do this here. It might have predated Dr. Duca even, but we're kind of in talks right now with the AD and the department about maybe even going that route. So, and you could jump strands mid-year. So let's say first quarter you do the fitness strand, and then you want to try the activity strand. Second quarter, you can make that jump. Okay, so the whole year is flexible. Math. So in the math department, we're really only adding one extra course. It is CHS, a college credit-bearing course. You notice a trend. I'm trying to get more and more of those in the building. This is the 4th credit a student would take that's above math applications. So right now, essentially, we want every student in the building to take 4 years of math. Senior year, pretty much you're an AP, Calc, type of kid, Algebra 2 maybe student, or math applications. The math applications is for the student, probably like I was, that wasn't too keen on math, but their counselor told them they got to take a math or they should. It's very real-world math, that type of stuff. The intermediate algebra is a college prep course, so it's for really the middle of that bell curve. Most kids who aren't a high-achieving math kid, aren't real weak either, and they're somewhere in the middle. They're going to go to college. They're going to have to take math freshman year of college. It's a nice way to prep them for college-level math. It's rehashing algebra skills, basic trigonometry, those type of things. And in order to get in that course, you will have to have completed Algebra 1 or Algebra B +1 geometry course. While I mentioned Algebra B, I'm sure most of you know, we're in the first year of our transition to an Algebra A, Algebra B, stretch algebra thing. So next year would be our first year with Algebra B. So it's not really a new course. We all know it's coming, but I want to put that out there. Algebra B will happen for the first time next year. That's something we're going to keep our eyes on because we want to see how those results come out, right? If that cohort next year does well in the algebra exam, it's working, and we're going to keep doing it. Science. So this might be one that some of you might have heard about already. We were in discussions last month about really the purpose of biology honors. And that's kind of why Diane's here, but she'll be back there for questions maybe later. So we got really good, healthy discussions about biology honors and the pros and cons of it. And it really led to that top question there is, do we need to track our students? Because the biology honors was created for the SAT 2 exam, right? That's what the curriculum was based off of. That doesn't exist anymore. They got rid of it. So then it became, well, why are we offering biology honors? Especially because in biology, we've moved to Illinois storylines. The 2 bio courses are pretty similar. Bio honors is definitely next level, but it was very similar to bio R. So we started discussions about, is bio honors worth it? Kids are still accelerated if they're in bio honors, right? If we were in theory to get rid of bio honors, those students would still be accelerated. They still have earth science under their belt. We're not taking that away from them. So we had a really good discussion with the science department, both the upper level science teachers and the biology teachers, the bio honors teachers, the 8th grade teachers. And what we decided to do was, instead of ripping off the Band-Aid, is give ourselves a year to try something called an advanced science designation. So what we'll do is we'll keep bio honors. It's still around. It will still be there next year. But the bio R kids are going to have a potential on-ramp to an honors track. So what we will do is we will add about 2 to 3 new assignments a quarter that bio R kids will have the opportunity to do outside of their school day. Essentially saying, here's the bar. If you can do these, it will be 6 to 8 assignments the course of the year. We will recommend you and move you to the honors level because you've proved you're capable of that independent, high rigor work above and beyond the bio R curriculum. It's a more effective way and more concrete way for it to set the bar high, see who reaches it, and move them up a track. So sophomore year they can go, and junior year they open up the advanced science courses. Because right now, kids do move. We have some data that kids do move from track to track, but I just believe there's more kids that can move than we're currently moving. I want to give more kids the opportunity to get up to the advanced science courses if they choose to take it. So next year we'll add that, and we'll track it and see what the numbers are. If a lot of bio R kids or enough bio R kids do the advanced designation, that we see a lot of movement up the honors track, then we'll revisit the honors track freshman year next year, well, in 2 years. Okay? If we don't, if the bio R kids are like, I'm not doing the extra work, then we have to find a different solution to our perceived problem, okay, of getting more students into the advanced track. Okay? So we're piloting it next year. We're in the process with Diane and the science department of building it. Those extra assignments would be reverse engineered. So the higher level science course teachers are going to help us build them. Like what do you need to go to chemistry honors? What do you need for AP physics and all those things? And that's what those extra assignments will be based off of. On top of that, the bio honors kids would have to do those assignments, right? Because logically, we can't tell the bio R kids, this is what's required of honors kid, but then not require the honors kids to do those assignments. So we're going to embed those assignments into the bio honors curriculum, so every freshman at Ballston High School will have the opportunity to do honors level work and earn their way in. Okay? By the way, you'll see at the bottom there, this is the perfect topic for our stakeholders group. So the Ballston Spa stakeholders group has been assembled, just so you know, a little side tangent. They were supposed to meet last night, but we had the storm. So our first meeting was canceled. We are going to meet next Tuesday, but this is exactly the type of topic I would bring to that group. I have business owners in there. I have community members. I have parents. I have teachers. I have students. I have religious figures in that group. It's a perfect group for outside looking in. What do they think? And I told that to the science department. This is exactly the type of group that we want their input in. ELA, we're going to offer a new senior elective. As I'm sure you all know, we offer senior electives here, called Today's Issues, Fiction and Nonfiction. Essentially what it is it's current events, but all based on speeches, news articles, websites, anything you can read and analyze, they're going to go over in that course about current events. What I like about that course is it never gets old. The problem with senior electives is you'll do a senior elective that like might have seemed nice 8 to 10 years ago, but now the fad has come and gone. So now something like this, it just stays current. You're always reading current events. And the theory here was to prepare students to actively participate in 21st century civic discourse. That's the goal of the course. Let's get the kids debating, let's get them arguing, let's not shy away from that. Again, our mission statement. They should be leaving here willing to have tough conversations about current events, not shy away from them. Questions?
First of all, thank you very much for all the information, and yes, board members, who wants to start?
Just a great overview, and super excited to see that energy and the new ideas and willingness of the faculty and staff to really just, keep doing things differently and better. That's great. Question about the biology requirement or the option to complete the additional assignments. Ideas about how to incentivize students to do that or give them support as they're doing that. You're sort of thinking about, most high schoolers are not super willing, desperate,
Yeah.
how's it going to get framed for that?
I mean, I think that's the big question. And one thing Diane and I are in talks about is like, I think a lot of it is selling it on our part. I think it's to let them know that it's not impossible. It might be as simple as giving them friendly nudges to know that this isn't impossible work. It's not work that you should be scared of. It's going to help you. But that's ultimately the carrot, right? And you're right. They're teenagers. They're freshmen in high school. Hey, here's this extra work. You want to do it? But I think it's engaging in what do you want to do? Do you want to partake in these other courses we offer down the road? We have a field trip to Yucatan. Like, you want to go to that? Hey, go to the advanced science track. Those kids tend to go to those things. Like, and it's kind of that type of carrot. But that is the magic question. I mean, I'm not going to sit up here and tell you I haven't answered that. But I think it's selling it. It's opening it up to them. Those type of things.
Would you consider like a peer support model, peer coaching model, where you've got, senior students who've been through the various science honors classes who then maybe take on like a drop-in coaching class? And then just trying to think of how you help students, feel excited, but also feel like they're getting support.
Yeah, I think we've discussed mentoring and those type of things. Usually the students that we believe can achieve at the honors level, but aren't for whatever reason, need support. So the science teachers brought that up, like how can we be creative about supporting and scaffolding to make sure kids get there? So those are all things we're thinking about, which I think, again, that's the point of a pilot year, right? We're going to we'll build it in the next 4 to 5 months and see how it flies. Yep.
This is somewhat selfish, so I'll just start with that. But just when these are exciting new options that you're offering, but kids who are in either a BOCES program or the PTEC program that are only in the school half a day, maybe just when considering the scheduling of these, making sure that those, like a certain one that I know who would love to be in the today's issues, but he's only in the high school for a couple of classes. So just try to maybe gauge students who are in those programs that are not in the building for the full time to see if you would have enough people from those programs that might help to fill out those classes.
Yeah, if we have enough students, I'll offer it one in the morning rotation, one in the afternoon.
Yeah, thank you.
And that's an issue with pretty much any elective, I
Correct.
would think.
Yep.
Yes, hi, Matt. I think it was public comment a couple of meetings ago, someone brought up about PE and varsity level sports, and do they need to have a PE credit during the school day because they're on the varsity level, obviously doing a lot of physical activity to be on that type of athletic team. Can you just keep that in mind with the strand and the motions and the different things with the strength and motion and the yoga? See how that kind of weaves into it as options as well.
Yeah, definitely. We've been talks already with the AD about potentially offering a varsity athlete option. That's all on the table in Monday's meeting.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
I have a couple questions.
Yes.
With the PE, when you incorporate the yoga and the strength and motion, would those requirements for, now students do not have to change for gym, would those type of requirements have to change? Because obviously yoga in jeans and
Yeah,
isn't.
it would become
is that
tough
been-
to require them to change and the rest of the student body not to.
Right, right.
So that's probably a no. But I think in that course, again, if you're in a yoga course, it can definitely be like, hey, yeah, if you're gonna be yoga, when do downward dog in a jeans a couple times. Let me know how that goes, and they'll learn. And you would hope by the end of the semester they do change. I think that's kind of the tact.
I just wasn't
Yeah,
sure if you were gonna require it.
not yet. We're not there yet.
And then, as far as the math class goes, and I apologize for not knowing this off the top of my head, I know you have an AP Stats class.
Mhm.
Do you offer just a regular Stats class as well, or just the Advanced Placement Stats?
I
And
believe it's
I
just-
don't want to put you on the spot if you don't know that.
Yeah,
That's
I believe it's just AP Stats.
just AP
Yep.
Stats, okay.
Yep. We've briefly discussed along the same lines offering a local calc course, but not for stats.
Other questions, comments from the board members? So I have a couple. For the History of Rock class,
Mhm.
from what I gathered there was going to be both studying actual historical artifacts from
Mhm.
rock music, but then there was also a performance and/or composition component as
Yep.
well. So will there be, I'm not sure what to say, options for students who may not play an instrument or be musically gifted going into it?
Yeah, I mean, they'll differentiate their instruction. So, but I would assume there aren't going to be a lot of kids going in that if they know they don't want to play any music. But if there's a kid in there that doesn't want to play and perform, the music teachers will work with them and come up with alternative assessments.
Okay, so I guess, again, I'm trying to differentiate between a class where you're learning
Yep.
educational, foundational stuff versus one where you're required to actively participate with a musical talent. And I guess if a student doesn't have a musical talent,
Mhm.
I don't know if that means the course is not for them, or there's a way to have there be just the opportunity for more students to be in it.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's probably not ideally for a student that doesn't want to play music, but I don't think you have to be, the edge to go in there and play, the guitar. I mean, you can be somebody who a novice guitar player or drum player and start learning the basics. But that's what's important when the students meet with the counselors one-on-one. That's where those conversations would take place. The kid might think, oh, School of Rock, we're going to listen to AC/DC for 180 days. Like, well, you got to play a little bit, so.
Okay, thank you. And then just so I fully understand, to paraphrase the science changes.
Yes.
The honors class exists today.
Mm-hmm.
The non-honors class exists today.
Mm-hmm.
And so the thought is potentially phasing out the honors class at some point, but we want to have the ability to achieve the honors designation through the regular class. It's going to allow the students who still want the designation to get it and potentially open it up to a much wider group of students.
Nailed it. Yep.
Okay, thank you. And, I'm sorry, the History of Rock, is that based off of any existing curriculum? Or is that going to be like made up by the department? or-
They'll have to do some curriculum writing to set it in stone, but they're going to kind of base it off of the Hudson Valley History of Rock course.
Right, gotcha. Okay. Well, that's all I have. And thank you very much.
If you ever want to audit that course, you let me know.
The music course.
Yes, the History of Rock. Thank you.
My day job would wonder where I am, where I've gone. Thank you to Ms. Irwin for being here for support. Anything more for the superintendent's report? All right. Committee reports. I believe we had a policy committee meeting.
We did.
We met this evening, and so we're introducing a new Workforce Violence Prevention Act to comply with state regulations. The district has already completed and assessed all areas for risk and has posted the policy. And it will be available at the 410 meeting, correct? The draft policy will be available to be reviewed. Thank you very much. And then currently, we're creating a new policy 7212 to align with current district practices. Both of those will be available in draft at the 410 meeting. And then we're making amendments to policy 8330 to better reflect procedures and protocols. Policies, should I be reading the titles?
Please.
Thank you. Sorry, thank you very much. I'll go back and read the policies. I
Just the
haven't-
7212.
Yeah, so 7212 is policy response to intervention process.
And so we want to align that with our current
With our-
MTSS procedures.
Thank you very much. We're making amendments to policy 8330, objection to instructional materials and controversial issues, to better reflect procedures and protocols. Two policies, 7351, authorization of use of physical restraints, and policy 7619, timeout rooms, will be updated to comply with new state education department regulations. All three of these policies will be presented at the February 7th board meeting for a 28-day read, and then board will vote at the March 20th Board of Education meeting.
Any questions regarding policies?
The last two policies are for students with disabilities.
Okay. No other questions, comments on committee reports? And that's the only committee report? All right. Announcements, Mr. Williams. Oh, I'm sorry. Correspondence first. Correspondence to the district.
We had 8 total this time frame, 2 calls regarding student matters and 6 emails, 1 regarding athletics, 4 regarding student matters, and 1 regarding road conditions with yesterday's weather.
Thank you. And there's been no correspondence to the board received since the last meeting. And now we're at announcements.
Good evening. Next week is our Regents Testing Week, so here in the high school, the students will be busy with their examinations as well as the staff. So there will be no regular school classes for the high school students next week. We'll also be hosting the next Parents as Partners webinar. Next week is managing social media in our lives, so it should be a popular one, especially with parents who have kids that are on their iPhones all day. So that's the 23rd at 6:30 p.m. And again, the information's always on the website, and there is a registration if you want to sign up for that. It's a Zoom meeting. The Wood Road Winter Concert will finally occur on next Wednesday, the 24th. It's been rescheduled due to weather, so hopefully Anders took care of the weather, and next week we'll have that concert at 7 o'clock on the 24th. Followed by the next night is the Gordon Creek Science Fair. So again, they're working on the weather as well so that we don't have any weather delays on that. And that same night, the 25th, is the college financial aid actual workshop. The FAFSA is the code word for the parents who need to fill out those forms this year. It's an opportunity to come here in the library. They start at 6 o'clock and help people with the actual completion of those forms. The following week, on the 29th, we open up the registration for our Universal Pre-K program. So we've started to put that information out, and again, it's on the front of the website right now. And then on the 31st, we have another program here in the library. It's No One Walks Alone with James Warriors. We've had it last year, I believe, at least once, and just one time we've had it here. And so we'll have that program again on the 31st, 6:30 p.m. here in the library. And then just mention that on February 3rd is the Capital Region Science Olympiad Tournament. It's something that we're hosting here at the high school, so it's a big event. Goes all day on that Saturday. It does start at 8:30 in the morning. The students from our school as well as other schools are here competing all day. The best viewing activities and events are between 10:30 and 1 p.m. So if you want to swing by in the middle of the day, you'll be able to see the students actually participating in a variety of different activities in the cafeteria, in the gym, and up here in the library. And then your next Board of Education meeting is on February 7th at 7 o'clock. Thank you.
The science fair, what time is that? Gordon Creek Science Fair?
Gordon Creek Science Fair, 6 p.m., 25th.
Any other announcements? Any old business? Not hearing any, let's move on to new business. I have a motion to approve resolution number 364, acceptance of donation.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? I actually spoke with Dr. Duke about this, it's for the high school PLTW, just another one of our acronyms here. If you could give us a little background on what the PLTW is, we're certainly thrilled for the donation.
Those are our courses, Project Lead the Way. So this is essentially a mini grant provided by RIT to help support Project Lead the Way STEM courses. So principles of biomed and some of our other courses in the STEM strand. And eventually, some of the students who complete all those courses can receive RIT credit. So a little mini grant from RIT that we're very appreciative of.
Wonderful. Any other discussion? Not hearing any. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Resolution number 364 passes. I have a motion to approve resolution number 365, award of bid air filters.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Not hearing any. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Resolution number 365 passes. I have a motion to approve resolution number 366, award of bid kitchen equipment maintenance.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Not hearing any. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Resolution number 366 passes. I have a motion to approve resolution number 367, award of bid kitchen cooling equipment maintenance.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Not hearing any. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Resolution number 367 passes. May I have a motion to approve resolution number 368, field trip, high school robotics club?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Not hearing any. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Resolution number 368 passes. May I have a motion to approve resolution number 369, agreement, professional services?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Not hearing any. All those in favor? Opposed? Abstentions? Resolution number 369 passes. I have a motion to approve resolution number 370, agreement, intermunicipal.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Not hearing any. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Resolution number 370 passes. I have a motion to approve resolution number 371, placement of students with disabilities.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Not hearing any. All those in favor? Opposed? Abstentions? Resolution number 371 passes. I have a motion to approve resolution number 372, placement of preschool students with disabilities.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Not hearing any. All those in favor? Opposed? Abstentions? Resolution number 372 passes. Resolutions number 373 through 381 are recognized as a consent agenda for the purpose of Board of Education action. May I have a motion to approve the consent agenda, resolutions number 373 through 381?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Not hearing any. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? The consent agenda, resolutions number 373 through 381 passes. Now it's time for new business. Anyone have any new business? So I have an item. I just want to make the board members aware that the Wish We BOCES is holding a breakfast this Friday morning, and it's for superintendents and board presidents from the 31 BOCES component school districts. And it's to meet with a few of our elected state legislators. The breakfast is to reinforce the BOCES and school districts' priorities with the legislators as the New York State budget process begins. The BOCES will be advocating specifically for an increase in the state reimbursement aid for BOCES career and technical education instructors. That cap on the reimbursement level was set in 1992 and has not been increased since. The BOCES is always trying to have their highest quality CTE instructors, and the state reimbursement level is not a positive thing with that. It increases the costs of the component school districts as well. And the component school districts will most likely be advocating for higher state aid reimbursement in general. I'm sharing this, one, just to let you know that it's occurring, and if you've not seen any information about it already. And then two, if you have any potential topics that you think could be important to share, should I have the opportunity to get anyone's ear at the event, please let me know by tomorrow evening, and I'd be happy to consider them. Any questions about that? All right, just wanted to share. On our agenda, it's the second public comment period. Do we have anyone signed up? We do not. Do we have any messages from our associations? Don't believe we do. How about our high school PTSA or PTA?
Yes, just wanted to share a few dates from the high school PTSA. These are dates for their after prom meetings. They will be taking place on February 7th, March 6th, April 10th, and May 1st, all taking place in the library here in the high school from 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. Also, Wood Road PTA is looking for volunteers to help distribute bags to kindergarten and first graders. This is coming from their Bag of Books chair, so helping out with that program. These will be taking place on Tuesday, so anyone who's willing to help volunteer, reach out to the Bag of Books chair.
That was Wood Road?
That's with Wood Road. And also a nice reminder that it's, even though we're halfway through the year, it's not too late to sign up and help with your PTAs, volunteer. A lot of great events coming up for the second half of the year.
Okay, thank you. Any updates from any of our liaison organizations?
I do. One from the Ballston Area Rec Commission. They were approached by a classroom, sorry, I wrote it down, sorry, I forgot about this, to look at their building as a site to host the adult learners that are transitioning from the high school. And so there's also been interest with BACC expanding into that building. So as we move forward to talk about our capital improvement projects, I think it's definitely something to consider that would benefit our school community as well as the broader community in general.
Okay, thank you. Any other updates from any of our organizations? Okay. Then our next meeting will be on February 7th. We do have reason to go into executive session. The board will not be returning to open session. So I need a motion to adjourn to executive session to discuss the employment of a particular person.
So moved.
Second?
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? We are adjourned.